So, in our arena matches, the like I said, most of the ones where you can do at this point are not terribly interesting. Some of them are like literally repeats of what we could do with Cloud and Aerith earlier. But one of the ones we got that's just for a 2-man, so we can do it with Tifa and Barret if we want to do a party without Cloud for a change.
Wow.
Okay. Is basically against previously fought unique enemies. So there's a Doom Rat from all the way back in Chapter 3. The big robot we fought with Aerith back during her side quest. We also fought, one of these fights is also the Wraith Hound from all the way back in Chapter 3 with Tifa.
A little bit of a chance to scan them if you missed it.
If you missed assessing them, exactly, you got another chance here. But precisely because we've done these fights before, there's no real reason to see them. I'm only showing this one real quick. I didn't actually show myself getting it. But Cerulean Drake has an enemy ability.
Oh.
One of his abilities, we fought this guy back in Chapter 3 as well. He surrounds himself with an icy aura that deals passive ice damage to anybody who's like in direct contact with them.
That's pretty cool.
So now we can put that on one of our people and we can be doing passive ice damage to an enemy target.
Okay.
But anyway, once you clear those out, like I said, you get a couple of accessories from the last 2 things that you can do, in addition to any missed assesses, and you want to get that enemy ability for, you know,
that's cute.
This one increases the probability that enemies will drop items when defeated in battle.
Faintly cries Kupo in battle, is what it said.
What did it say, sorry?
It said faintly cries Kupo in battle.
Excellent, I didn't look at the description at the top. Deck that consists solely of tarot cards found to be lucky. Extends the duration of detrimental status effects applied to others.
Cool.
So if you're casting poison on somebody, you're casting slow on somebody, whatever else, it's going to stick around and cause them trouble longer.
Okay, so why are some... This is just me.
Go ahead.
Why are some tarot cards considered lucky? Because they all have good and bad.
You can say, maybe tarot cards are different in this world. Or maybe it's just the tarot cards that have consistently... maybe it's not the cards themselves, like they represent something about luck, but maybe they've been consistently used by somebody who has experienced good luck. They're more like good luck charms than representative of luck in their base state.
Okay.
Maybe, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
We got it a little while ago, I believe from Moggy, but Cloud is carrying an accessory called the Transference Module, which increases his limit gauge whenever he spends ATB.
Now, are accessories largely the same in the sequel? Because the way I found it is I found that, like, 5% were helpful and all the rest were trash.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same.
Damn.
I think there are some that may have struck you as not useful that are okay when you get more build specific, but no, it's somewhat similar. If they have an effect on your stats, they tend to be like percentage based, and they're within like the 5, 10, 15% at most typically. Though you can't get I actually don't remember what the upper threshold are on a couple from Rebirth, because you can upgrade some through the crafting system.
Wow. I love crafting in video games.
Yeah, the crafting system's not too bad in Rebirth. I found it to be acceptably comfortably integrated.
But
and didn't waste too much of my time.
Would the game be worse if it wasn't there?
Well, they would have to rebalance how healing items work and stuff. Because, like, so in this one, for example, we've talked about how, like, you know, we have a cajillion potions we're not using.
Yes.
The Rebirth is actually much stingier with items, and I do feel like I was using them a bit more consistently. And because it's stingier with items, I needed to be crafting lesser items into better items more frequently.
Gotcha.
And you can craft stuff, they're called like mist potions or mist high and mega potions, which are, I guess they're supposed to be in universe like an aerosol spray that heals the entire party.
Ooh.
So you've used 3 high potions together to get a high, it's a mist high potion. Oh, hold on, what's this? Oh, somebody's on the other side of the dungeon door that we got dragged through earlier.
Oh, jeez.
But nothing we can do for him, there's no triangle prompt on the door.
Nope.
Bummer.
So Joey, a second ago when I was getting ready to start this, I was like, oh, crud, I forgot something. I forgot to actually go and check in on that guy.
Oh, no!
Because you can go and see who that is by going through the doorway that you took out of the dungeon when you came up into Corneo's office. But I totally forgot. Even though I went down there to that locked door, I forgot to go through the unlocked door to see him. But we'll get that later.
Long time no see. What brings you back here?
Well, we need to find a way to get topside as quickly as possible. And we figured Corneo ought to know one.
Is that so? In that case, I can help.
You serious? Then tell us.
Follow me.
Let's just hear him out.
So, what's the deal with the hole?
Unfinished business. If you three give me a hand with it, I'll give you what you need to get topside.
You want us to go back into the sewers with you? What's down there?
Corneo's hidey hole. That's where I'm headed.
You're not gonna try to screw us over, are you?
If that's what you think, walk away. I'll find somebody else to work with. And you'll have to find another way to get topside.
All right, we're in.
I like that
Say
theme
what?
music.
Yeah, this is Leslie's.
good.
Leslie has his own theme. I like this music a lot, actually. It's a good theme.
Fine by me.
He means it.
I'll tell you more after we've climbed down. When you're good to go, let me know.
Yeah, so I missed a door back there in Corneo's office that we could have used to go downstairs. There is also there's gold bars sitting around. We could probably steal some of those to help out the people of
Ooh.
Sector 7. Though I don't know if they'd be worth more or less than the diamond-filled and emerald-filled tiaras. We haven't gotten the emerald one yet. Oops, spoilers. I meant ruby. There's no such thing as an emerald tiara. Also, there's a boner pill joke in the original game, where you can search behind Corneo's bed and pick up a hyper, which was that game's version of the adrenaline item. It's just translated differently, and it's like not really super important. But if you just mash the interact button around behind Corneo's bed, you get one, and that's meant to be a joke.
Yep.
No such thing in Remake. They did not. Also, because like you would have to have a full-on chest to be able to.
Yeah.
You know, to...
There's a little
pick
thing
it up.
back there, though. Oh, it's on him. Never mind.
Yo, you talking about the blue icon over his head?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. Follow me.
Seriously, what's the deal with the hole?
It's a trap for the Dawn's enemies.
What?
No one's ever gotten out alive. Well, until recently, that is.
It would be a pain to climb down that. Yeah, it seemed like that was a pretty deep hole.
So what's interesting, I talked about this in the episode when we were here previously,
Yes.
when I stopped and examined the room. I was like, there's no hole in the ceiling for us to have come through. Perhaps we came through that like pipe and got flung out into the room like a slide. But I'm pretty sure in a second here, magically now there is a hole that the ladder is coming out of.
Excellent.
Anyway, as mentioned, I vaguely threatened that we would be back in the sewers back during the sewer episode.
You did.
I did not have time to edit this because I literally shot this today while you guys were here. Oh no, okay, never mind. It isn't in the middle of the room. It actually is right next to the pipe that I theorized we flew out of. I was right the whole time. Crazy.
Sick.
I was using opportunities during cutscenes to like check my notes about what I was doing because I did not have time to rehearse this part.
As long as you hold up yours.
Because I was shooting this urgently while you guys were here today and we were watching
Trust
stuff.
you and I don't like you. So if you so much as breathe in a suspicious way, I'll turn that face of yours into a honeycomb.
I'd save your bullets for the monsters if I were you. Some are a lot tougher than you'd think. Hate to say it, but I can barely take them on my own. You, on the other hand, shouldn't have any trouble. Am I right?
Already did it once before.
As long as none of them have had their levels adjusted upward incrementally, along with the progress through the game's main story quest, I should be alright. Should be easy.
Get out of the water.
So,
Head for the trunk line.
the sewers have been rearranged a little bit because of presumably the plate collapse caused some sections of the tunnels to cave in and some additional rubble. Like now there's a ramp dead ahead of us to head up to that door instead of having to take the ladder. But this is largely uninteresting, so I'm gonna hit fast forward.
Okay.
I did not have time, like I said, to actually edit this and cut around it or fast forward through it. So I'm just gonna have to do it in real time by clicking the fast forward button on the file. Oh, I forgot, I can't fast forward through this part
Oh, yeah?
because Barret gets hit with the frog status effect.
Yeah!
There's not great lighting in this room to be able to see it. I try my best to get over here where there's a bit more light. Barret does not have a gun arm, but he has a little bracelet on his right hand, and he's wearing sunglasses.
Oh my gosh, in frog form, he gets his arm back.
He does. He's also
believe it.
also noticeably chunkier than the other
I
guys.
thought so.
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than the others.
Awesome.
Yeah, I tried to get a better look at his sunglasses, but the lighting is just not great in this room to be able to see him. But anyway, now we've seen every party member's frog transformation. Not a great view at Barret's, but there we go. Now there's a little bit of light cast onto him by Tifa's kick.
Save us, Tifa. Save me, white woman.
Is what I call teamwork.
Oh, I heard that one. That's what I call teamwork. Well, we're best buds now.
Yippee!
But anyway,
Okay,
so
that's a brainworm for me. Und cherry cola.
Und Fortnite und Cola.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's a clip of a little German boy who's very excited about
Fortnite, I assume?
the way I understand it just from context clues is he's just really happy because he's gonna get to play a bunch of Fortnite and drink a 2-liter of cola. Because you just hear he sounds so happy. Fortnite und cherry cola. Yippee!
Ich zocke Fortnite und trink Cola. Yippee!
It's
It's
whimsical.
so good.
Anyway, we saw that door earlier and it was locked. Now it is open because the previous path through the sewers is caved in. But these new sewer tunnels, believe it or not, look a lot like the old sewer tunnels and are not really worth looking at in any kind of detail.
Well, come on.
When-
But now we're passing through
Anytime you've been to a real sewer, they all
passing
look
through
the
the little
same.
pool where we saw Stamp previously.
Wow.
And now there might actually be something to look at. Or listen to, I should say.
Right. Jesse and Big stashed the skeleton key down here.
I never got the chance to thank them for what they did.
Tifa,
Let's just keep moving, okay?
Hate to interrupt, but the trunk line's just through that door. The one over there.
Yeah, we heard you.
Rude. Could you not tell we were having a moment, dude?
So I didn't comment on it previously because we were having a conversation about childhood memories. We bought a new sword for Cloud from the weapon shop back
Okay,
in
I
Walmart.
thought it was kind of purple.
Yep. Now, there's a new sword. This is the Mithril Saber.
Okay.
And I totally forget to use its move for several fights, so please forgive me.
Awesome.
But yeah, new sword for Cloud here. This is his strongest magic blade.
Time to shine.
But I managed to accidentally buy an attack up in his first core instead of a magic up, which you really shouldn't waste your time on buying attack ups for this
You
one.
could have lost everything.
Andrea, you told me to.
That really it?
And I couldn't bring myself to let it happen again.
Huh?
It doesn't matter. Let's go.
I see critters.
What did you say?
I see critters.
Oh, critters. I thought you said gorillas. I don't see any gorillas at all.
Gonna say,
Aiden, you
I
asked
haven't
me
seen
to
it look
remind
like
you
that.
because of the ending of the previous episode. You wanted to share something about I
Yeah.
assume one of your first memories or something.
No.
No.
Uh,
Something somehow that was triggering. That would trigger
yes,
it for you.
so-
You said say that to you to remind me of
Yep.
what I wanted to say.
So, me and my big girl pursuit of a big girl degree. One of the things that you learn very early on is that Alfred Adler had a technique to help you kind of put your current perspective, your current life outlook, to kind of reflect on what that is and maybe how you got there by asking you to, the next time he saw you, have a couple of your earliest memories.
Okay. Alright.
And that is something, because it does take a while to think about, like you were saying. That's not something you can just be like, what's the earliest thing you remember?
Yeah.
You're not going to get like a good answer. So you'd say, next time I see you, whether it's next week or tomorrow or whatever, bring in a list of your earliest memories. And I think he really wanted, like, a lot of them, like 10 to 12. I think now, because most insurance companies only want you to talk to your client for like an hour, it's kind of, you trim it down.
Yeah.
3 to 5 usually is what a therapist is going to ask you for now. And when we were first hearing about this in class, I was like, that's the silliest thing ever. Like, that's not going to be real. And then classmates like did it, like they had us think of our earliest memories. And you could see very clearly like the links between the first 3 to 5 things that people could think of. And it was crazy how they were like, no, that absolutely is how I still think about my life. Like, it was wild. So hearing earliest memories always for me is like, and how does that affect you now? Ew.
Oh, yeah.
What is that guy?
Yeah.
No! Wait! We gotta catch him!
Huh?
He took the key to the door! Without it, we're screwed!
I think between the 3 of us, we could probably get the door open, but that's fine. We'll get the key for you, Leslie.
I mean, honestly, a lot of those doors we could have just hopped the fence, but, you know.
It's true. Or you know, like, I was thinking more like, you know, destroy them.
Well, yeah.
With our various superpowers. Or Claude could jump over them with his soldier jumps.
You can attempt that in Fear and Hunger. If the door is locked, you can enter a combat with the door, but you have to do so much damage in the first turn, or otherwise it's like, door's too tough.
Oh no!
Don't overdo it.
Let me handle this.
I like the idea that, because, like, I mean, I understand that that's a systems thing of, like, the game is, it's basically like a D&D dice roll of, like, you know, the DMC going, not the DMC, the DM going, I don't know how tough the door is, roll for door toughness, right?
Yes.
But saying initiate combat in that context makes it feel a lot more like the door gets like a confidence boost on if you don't knock it down the first one. He's gonna hit me. He's gonna try and knock me down. Oh shit. Oh, falls over. Then you go to the next door and you take a swing. Ooh, you got nothing. My hinges are strong. and then you can't knock him down because now he knows. His mentality has been activated. That door was not cognizant of anything until you entered combat with it.
Exactly.
Then it became an enemy. And then it started thinking for itself. And it asked, how tough am I exactly?
And then you can also just have mimics that are doors.
Oh no.
That happened in one of our early
That sounds
campaigns.
awful.
Very funny.
You also, but I mean, I don't. You don't talk about your D&D sessions that often, but it sounds like you guys were on wacky stuff.
We were.
Because like I remember you talking about like that somebody in the game had like a bot, like they were basically just given the random 20-sided die like in universe. They could just do anything.
It was the deck of many things.
The deck, it was a card deck. That's right.
It was a card deck the deck of many things is a very funny item because there's like 21. Well, I guess 20 for the sake of D&D, but it's like the different results, and they're usually from fantastic to ruining. Like there are 2 cards that you roll it, and it's like, okay, well, roll a new character.
Oh geez.
Because it's like one of them is like you get sent to a prison somewhere in the world magically, or you get sent to like a crystal imprisonment in hell.
Oh.
And it's like you can do nothing.
But you could get like 100 gold though.
Yeah,
So
well,
you better draw.
you say 100 gold. There's one. It's you get gems worth 50,000 gold, which is like buying a mansion.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of bizarre things.
As if this wasn't enough fun already. The area up ahead. It's that thing's den. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know when our friends are gonna pop up.
Well, hold on, Leslie. Before we go look for the thing
We need
and the key that we
items.
need, I gotta get these 2 Phoenix down.
We need to break barrels and get more Moogle medals.
What is this stuff on the walls?
This is
glowy stuff.
Yeah, this is you know, Abzu Shote juice. It said this thing. It's this area's den. you may remember.
Offspring of
Yes.
the. Oh no.
You may remember we met Abzu earlier.
Yeah.
The Dawn's Star Wars Episode 6 reference. And these are his babies.
No.
Ferocious creatures live in herds down in the sewers. They immediately attack anything that moves. They've also got some funny moves, like where they can pick up physics items and throw them at you, but I'm pretty sure I kill them all too fast before we get to see any of that type of stuff.
I don't remember
So right
any
here,
of it.
collect. He's trying to pick up that fire extinguisher right next to him, but it ain't gonna matter.
Worked up a good
Because he was no match for me. But yeah, no, this place is covered with all kinds of alien junk. I'm thinking specifically like, like Ridley Scott / James Cameron alien junk.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, come back here. He just waited there to debate me. What if I hadn't slowly crouched under that? What if I'd like quickly slid under it, man? You would have been in big trouble then.
I love that the really intense music is playing for chasing an absolute goober.
For chasing this of just a little guy.
I have a question I'm a little scared to ask.
Ask your question, Aiden. No, there's no dumb questions.
Oh, it's not dumb. I just don't know that I want the answer.
Okay. Maybe I won't give it to you then.
Are we assuming that there's only one Abzu?
I don't know.
Because how'd it make babies?
Could be asexual.
Could be asexual. Could be.
I guess that's true.
Oh, there was one. I'm gonna stop and back it up because I'm gonna stop fast forwarding. Well, in what I'll do in the edit is I'll just have the fast forward stop at the moment that I want to point out. Watch the one guy who's using Typhoon. He's spinning around with a fire extinguisher.
Look at that. What a guy.
I thought you were gonna be like, there's the one that he made it with.
No, I don't think there's any other enemies in the game that, like, there are enemies, like, for example, the failed experiment back in the secret lab that can pick up his friends and throw them at you. I don't remember if there are any other enemies that interact with physics objects that aren't, like, a boss doing a cinematic set piece thing like Eligor or whatever he was called back in the... Well, I guess both of the bosses in the train graveyard. The ghoul pushes desks around and Eligor pushes the shipping container around.
Wait, oh, there was a frog amongst us. I didn't even notice.
For just a moment there was.
But enough of that. We gotta keep chasing them. Yeah, I don't remember this guy. I don't remember him at all, but I wish I did, because he's just a little fella. I love stupid little creatures.
If he was just like a modicum less icky. Like if he was
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
If he was furry instead of slimy, he'd be like
if
S tier.
If he was underwater.
I'll give you that actually. If he was underwater, he wouldn't need to be furry. And the slimy would be like
I think there's some fur.
adaptive.
I think there might be some fur on there. Maybe his fur just isn't grown in because Abzu was kind of furry.
Maybe
he's slimy and furry at the same time.
We were talking
That's
about
worse.
Sphinx cats earlier. Maybe he has a little bit of peach fuzz like them.
that might be okay.
I think that's worse.
But he's slimy though.
Is he slimy?
He looked slimy when we got
Maybe
the
that's just the
close-up.
sewer.
That's also bad.
I'm just saying. I think
if he's directly slimy because of the sewer, that's bad.
I think anybody spends enough time in the sewer and they're probably gonna wind up a little slimy.
That's bad. You're saying this like it's an excuse. It doesn't matter. It's bad.
We can agree to disagree.
I'm not. Something being slimy is never points in my book. It's never points. He has
I used to think
potential.
snakes were slimy until I held a snake. I was like, you're not slimy.
No, they're not slimy.
They're not.
Slimy snakes are eels.
That's true.
No, they're underwater, so Joey likes those.
I do.
What about lampreys? Do you like lampreys?
Are they underwater?
They are.
I think lampreys are cool, but I don't want to hold one because aren't they actually slimy? Like,
Yeah.
don't they have the slime that like chokes
Yep.
birds?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're weird.
They're
Maybe
icky.
this guy keeps doing maybe he's dancing, he'll shake off all the slime.
Maybe.
When we finally get to see this guy, his name is like Mischievous Shote or something like that. Like he knows what he's doing. He is fully conscious. He knows what he's up to. He's much smarter than he looks.
It's a good thing this place is
It
well
is
lit.
mischievous. You're correct.
What were you saying, Joey? Sorry.
I said it's a good thing this area is well lit.
It's true. It's true.
It's amazing there's even power down here.
Well, he's not blind, unlike that professor.
That's true.
It seems like some of it is coming from the shoat juice. It seems like some of it's bioluminescent.
Maybe that sludge is where the little baby shoats come from. Maybe.
Could be.
They could be like mushrooms. You know, they could be like fungus. They could be like like Warhammer orcs. They're like part fungus.
Gremlins. It's gremlins and mogwais that multiply when they get wet.
Yes.
And they're in a sewer.
What is he? Wait, what? Why does he look like that?
That was poison. I was casting second. I was casting second level bio on him.
I see.
A little bit of evil. A little bit of goo bubbles up when you cast poison, but he's so small that the effect completely covered him.
Sick. Yeah, I saw Gremlins for the first time a few weeks ago, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty good movie. And then towards the end, I was like, wow, this movie's rated PG, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That old woman just got launched out of the window. That was really funny.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen Gremlins.
It's pretty good.
Really?
No, I have not seen Gremlins. We've had this conversation before, but you blocked it from your memory.
I think I do
because you knew you were gonna have to end your friendship with me in that moment,
it was just
but you didn't want to, so you blocked.
Quintessential to my childhood. I had no choice but to see Gremlins because I was before they found out my gender in the womb. They referred to me as Mogwai.
It's pretty good, and the puppetry is phenomenal in it.
What?
That's not a key.
That could be like it goes into a secret thing, like a Resident Evil item. It could be a special
You're
key.
right.
That's not your pendant either. Were they family?
No.
It was all just a dream, wasn't it? But one day, no. Time to wake up and forget.
Jeez.
"6 months ago. On that day, Corneo picked her as a bride, and on the next, she vanished without a trace. But before she did, she gave it back. Salt on the wound. Thing cost me a small fortune.
Why did you want to come down here?
Revenge. I know I need to let go, but I can't. I need closure, because without it, I'll never be able to move on.
It's fine. As long as you get us topside, we're still in.
Thanks. And don't worry. I got you.
You all right?
I know a shortcut. Follow me.
Is it through the door that we're all looking right at?
How convenient. Probably no more stoat juice, though. Or shoat, sorry.
Oh, she's going.
That twisted piece of shit. I'm gonna enjoy beating him to a pulp.
Corneo's mine, and mine alone.
Huh?
Please.
Fine.
Look at Barret looking straight up the ladder at him. Anyway, don't make sure you don't miss this switch, because back in the room where we were chasing the mischievous show, we didn't run over to it, but there was a Corneo door. There's a mystical Corneo door that may have an emerald-themed item behind it, because I said that aloud on accident a few minutes ago.
Gosh.
We could just like turn around and go back for it at this exact second, but there's also a fairly there's a fairly convenient way that the sewer loops back around to there where we're going anyway. So.
Gotcha.
So we will return and collect our prize momentarily.
I like it when that happens and you don't have to do a bunch of backtrack and then retrack.
It's still a little bit of a backtrack. It might have been. I'm trying to think. It might have been a little bit faster to go back from where I just was and then return and link up with Leslie here, but I would rather like move on and continue with the story and then come back for the bonus thing anyway. And we have the advantage of I'm going to cut around it and we're going to get back to the room instantly, so none of this is going to matter.
Exactly. It could all just be an illusion. Just say it's faster this way and cut around it. Nobody will ever know.
No one is ever gonna know.
He had to stop and just examine it.
I always feel like bummed out when we do these, not because I don't enjoy hanging out with you guys, but because I always feel like I had like a dozen things I like. I was like, oh, I gotta talk about that during the show, and then we're like watching Final Fantasy VII, and there's moments where we're just following Leslie, and I'm like, man, I wish I could remember like the things that I wanted to talk about so I could slip them in right here. Not that it would have worked at that moment anyway, since it was only a brief moment of following Leslie, but the thought crossed my mind at that moment.
Trying to think if I've done anything interesting. I mean, obviously I went on a trip, but I don't have a whole lot to say about it.
No, at this point we're about to get into a fight anyway.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have to do too much specking. I think I just flipped through and didn't actually change too much on this one. Yeah, so all of this stuff is mandatory. All the other stuff we've been doing so far is side questy stuff you don't have to mess around with. But this you do have to do because Leslie. I mean, obviously that should be pretty obvious.
Have you done all the side quests?
Sorry,
have you done all the side quests yet?
Not quite, because we have not collected all of the things that the mad doctor whose education I want to have verified asked for.
Correct.
Because we got him medicinal flowers and we got him a Moogle mortar. Those were pretty simple. The behemoth horn from the secret underground lab is a bit more of an ask. We've not gotten that for him yet.
It's Leslie.
I think that's the last thing we have
side
questing
info
wise.
for the Dawn.
Come alone?
Of course.
Really? Without my little avalanche kittens? I thought I told you to round them up and bring them to me.
Actually, it's them I came to talk about.
Oh.
You should have just pulled.
Yep.
You should have just. You got a gun. You don't have to.
When you're going to shoot. Don't talk.
I don't think I need to remind you why I'm down here. Spilling the beans to those 3 escape artists was a serious mistake. Now I'm on Shinra's shit list.
The belly physics.
It's so good. We need more jiggle physics like that.
Unprecedented tragedy, claiming countless innocent lives. But those naughty little kittens organized an evacuation and screwed up the plan. I'll let you in on a secret. Shinra's going to abandon Midgar and build something close to paradise. I was invited to be a part of it. Dawn of a new and improved wall market. I'll be lucky to live another week. Leslie, I was gonna let you run your own place. Give you a piece of the action.
I don't believe that for a minute.
What a shame. Pop quiz time, kiddo! Villains like us only divulge our evil plans in a certain situation. But what is that situation,
When you think you've already won.
Goodbye.
Think again, Dawn.
Huh? It's you. You were talking about the Sector 7 plan. Keep talking, asshole. Ah! Over there! Over there, look! Don't try to bullshit us. But that's the thing. It's not technically bullshit when it's true.
Don't put your sword away. Decapitate him.
Hey, didn't we need one of its horns?
We did take off one of its horns.
Don't we need the other one now?
No. That's not Behemoth. That's Abzu.
Oh.
Behemoth is in this. We haven't seen. There's a Behemoth in the secret lab. This is Abzu in the sewers. That's a different matter entirely. But no, we did knock off one of his horns, and in fact, the game remembers that. If you did not knock off his horn in the previous fight, if you got through it without doing that, he would have both of his horns
That's
right now.
cool. I never knew that. I mean, obviously, I never knew Game Plus it or anything, but that's sick.
And as with last time, Abzu works about the same as last time. He's got a couple of new moves, but it's you know, in broad principle, it's the same fight. We can light him on fire, and he will be pressured for a little bit, but then he'll jump in the water at either end of the map, and douse himself. I'm also going to use Spirit Siphon real quick, even though Barret hasn't lost much health, just because it does damage to the shotes around me. Except that I got knocked away, and it didn't really do very much good. He does have a new discrete point to hit, other than his other horn, which is his tail. He has some tail-based attacks, and if you destroy his tail, then he won't be able to do them anymore.
Cool.
Other than that, mainly just annoying because while the shotes don't have a lot of health, there's just a bunch of them running around, so they will interrupt your attacks and just like, you know, you'll just waste ATB. Other than that, it's not that crazy of a fight. Just come in here with fire magic.
And just do the same thing again.
Mainly, another big recommendation would be that I've already had. You've seen Barret has fire paired with a Magnify materia. Because if you fire a good enough fire spell, it hits 3 targets, and when the shotes are all bunched up, you can take out 3 of them in one go, or at least get pretty close to taking them out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that I've been doing lately. We were talking about Elden Ring earlier because you know
I did see you were replaying Elden Ring, I assume, in anticipation for not replaying. It's probably building your pre-existing file out of it.
No, actually, I started a new character and I was like, I'm gonna do a level 1 run.
So, how's that going?
The game says I'm 50% through, so I don't know if that's true or not. I'm doing pretty okay. I really haven't struggled that much. But the thing is that I haven't gotten to the end game stuff yet. It's only going to get harder.
Like, summon that?
Yeah, he can do it.
That's one of Abzu's moves from the first time around, but I killed him too fast to see it. Where he would shoot a big spout of sewer water out of the I don't know what you would call them, the drainage pipes on either side of the stage. I just killed him before he could use the move last time around. It does a ton of damage, and if it doesn't kill you, it poisons you. It's the same thing. It's the same move as last time, though later on in the fight he gets the ability to fire water out of both spouts at the same time, which I don't think he can do in the first fight.
Okay. But yeah, I did that just because it's something I've been wanting to do, and it's in anticipation for the DLC.
Sure.
If I get done with it and I still have fire in my belly for the game, I think I'm gonna finally like try my hand at PvP in it, because it's like, well, not only is it going to be, people are going to be going back because of DLC, but as we discussed, before filming, with that one guy streaming the game and a bunch of 12-year-olds are going to be getting it, that means that's going to be a lot of easy
of fodder for PvP. I didn't think about it that way.
It's going to be fresh meat to do absolute BS with. I've done PvP in it before, but I've never made like a dedicated character. So it's like I kind of want to ruin the game for some people.
Absolutely.
So I got to figure out something vile to do. I was good at that in Dark Souls 2.
I was about to say, you not only I know you've done this before, and probably also you've been on the end of the ruination a little bit previously. Oh jeez. Oh no.
My babies.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have them fighting with you.
Yeah, just let them go somewhere else. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I assume you probably have been attacked by some nonsense in various Souls-likes online.
I sure have.
What's the little thing on
Cloud? He was taunted and he has Berserk.
Oh, I thought he was sad. Okay, it's the opposite of sad. Yeah, no, I have. I'm playing most Souls games. Well, I guess all Souls games at this point. It's like you just run into things, but a lot of times it's more fun than anything else. There's an experience I had when playing with a friend that I still think about all the time, where dude invaded us in this place with like a 3-shot crossbow, completely naked. And absolutely killed my friend, and then sent him the message afterwards. It said, "In hell, my BM, you just got greased by the turd sniper."
Oh my god!
And that was years ago, and I still remember that message verbatim because it makes me laugh. But I just like, you got greased.
Ugh, that's icky.
It is icky. He was icky. He was the turd sniper.
I saw something the other day. I don't even remember where I saw it, but it really stuck with me. Was the sentiment of, I miss old Xbox, you can't even tell somebody that you're gonna sleep with their mom now because they get excited about having a father
The prospect
figure.
of having a father figure.
And it really,
That's pretty funny.
that's really stuck with me.
That heal did not get to. You saw the heal coming for Cloud, but it did not get there fast enough.
Nope.
Which is pretty funny. It was racing to get to him and didn't make it.
That is something that is genuinely like upsetting with modern games. Is it's like
What,
a lot
the
of
lack
time,
of father figures?
No, the lack of
I can't believe what they did to Joel.
for a lot of them. It's the lack of interaction that you can have naturally online. It's like there have been several like like standard arena FPSs that I've played, and it's like the default option is to not even let you talk. It's like you have to go into the settings and enable your voice chat.
I mean, honestly, I think it's not just a matter of like options and game design. I think like the culture has also just moved away from it.
Well, yeah,
because it was such a novelty thing of getting online and everybody in the lobby is on mic,
the two.
and we're all talking shit. And now it's like, well, why would I do that when I can be on Discord with my 3 friends?
Right.
Exactly, and also now, for better or for worse, it's like now there's actually a threat of retaliation from the dev, where it's
there
like
is that too.
Oh my god, you're actually using a summon.
Yeah,
Incredible.
for all of 30 seconds, because Ifrit's gonna polish Abzu off.
Yeah, it's like
with one hit.
It's like you could do whatever you wanted back in the day, but now it's like if you're a little too mean, you may get your account revoked.
Yep.
Just gotta fly under the radar, is what I say. Gotta be smart about how mean you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta send in thinly veiled like double entendre
It was
threats, and then there's no
it was
case against
perfectly
you.
fine at the beginning of the beginning of the end, where people started getting booted for like racial slurs and stuff. But now it's just it's like Overwatch was kind of proprietor of like you hurt this guy's feelings too much.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter anyway because it has not fixed any of the riot lobbies.
No,
not
it
being
hasn't.
Awful and toxic settings.
Not a bit.
I'll track him down eventually. Not like I have anything better to do.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. She could still be out there.
Can never be sure how much someone means to you till they're gone. Don't give up on her yet.
Was it a message? What was she trying to tell me?
I should probably say something. They both said
We'll
something.
meet again.
Okay, never mind. Thank God Tifa bailed me out on that one.
It's a symbol of reunion.
Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
Ciao.
Pre-order now. I wish that would have
I guess
popped
I've
up.
got no choice but to find her first.
Reconnect Kingdom Hearts.
Thanks.
Hold up. I think you might be forgetting something.
I haven't. Found it. Let's get out of here. And then I'll give you what you need.
Nondescript potato sack.
Well, that's neat, Leslie. But I'm actually not going to follow him up the ladder. Some quests or treasures take you underground. Hold L1 to return to the surface. I could follow him up that ladder directly, or we can head back for that secret Corneo room we didn't go to, and then we can just hold down L1 to skip back to the surface. Once we're done with our business, we don't have to walk all the way back here. But you guys aren't going to have to watch the walk anyway, because why would I waste your time with that sort of thing? Let's just cut around it. So back where the mischievous Shote was doing his Fortnite dance and showing off for us, there's a chest.
There's an icky in the slime.
That's just a
there.
flower.
All kinds of stuff. There was protective boots
It's
in
just
there
a-
to protect you from the gunk.
It's just a sewer flower.
So I realized only afterwards that I messed up in this upcoming fight.
Ooh.
And I forgot to assess this unique enemy.
Oh.
The Sahagan Prince. If we were to assess him, it would tell us that he plans to lead his people in an uprising against the overworld.
Yeah,
But here's
remember that.
Cloud's new move, Blade Beam.
Awesome.
That is a ranged magical option. It fans out a little bit, and it actually has a bigger hitbox than even just the lasers you're seeing on the ground.
Okay.
It's driven by his magic stat, so especially when you have the Mithril Blade on, if you've dumped a lot of SP into his magic stat, it's pretty good move.
Okay.
It's not bad. But anyway, 2 normal Sahagins and the Sahagan Prince. The Sahagan Prince can also turn us into toads, I'm pretty sure.
I think I lost this fight when I first did it.
I think I lost this fight when I first played it too. This is not an easy fight. Though going into it this time, I knew what I was doing. I had myself spec'd ahead of time, so I kind of knew what to expect, and I came in here with a lot of fire materia and fire magnify materia, so I could get rid of his friends fast. I probably could have come in with breach to get rid of his protect there, but well. Staggering him also gets rid of his protect.
Exactly.
You know what makes enemies go away faster? Doing more damage. My favorite status effect is numbers.
I was gonna say my favorite. Exactly, my favorite status is just raw blunt damage.
Yeah, but no, that can be kind of a tough fight. But came in with a lot of fire magic, which fills up their stagger gauge.
It can be tough, but Jacob's too much of a gamer.
I'm not trying to show off. I had a miraculously good run considering I had not played that fight since the game came out.
Enfeeblement ring.
I had not rehearsed it. That was my first go at it. I was actually I was really afraid that was gonna go bad. I was very lucky that went well.
Now what? It's not gonna be easy selling this stuff.
Oh, I know. What about Marl? We could ask her to help. I'm sure she'd be happy.
Is she a?
I was gonna say, is she a
black
fence or
market?
something?
Is she a black market art dealer? Like, maybe it's just that she has more time on her hands than we do.
That is true.
Emerald tiara. It looks kind of like an emerald thing as well.
Oh my god!
Like the emerald thing that was show up later. I've said this already. But anyway, see now we've got all 3, and that is I guess between the 3 of them, I guess that is enough to secure the future for the survivors of the Sector 7 disaster, or at least some of them. Yeah! Oh, it's my friend.
Love me to Fat Chocobo you're beautiful in every iteration. Every single one of them.
I need so peaceful.
I need to start keeping like a notebook of like every time I think of, I need to talk to Aiden about that next time we're on mic. And I need to write it down. I feel like there was stuff today.
Where
you were like,
something.
there's a story that I'm going to tell. And I was like, let's hold off on that and talk about that during the show. And then we didn't.
It was related to the soy sauce thing. The soy sauce.
You said something about lemons and balls.
Yeah.
Lemons and balls. Yeah.
But it was not related to that. Because it was
okay.
something, and he asked if it was related to the soy sauce thing, and I said
Taste
no.
that sweet Midgar small.
It was about your boyfriend trying every new product that appears in the shower.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so.
But let's hold off for just a second to this cutscene. Now that we've remembered what it was, let's just hold on.
Also, there was
to
an
it.
unopened chest.
It's gonna be really funny if we forget it, but the audience, they have the tapes.
Like, what was it?
Guns. You can practically fly with the souped-up motors on these babies.
Okay.
Sector 7 is on the other side of that wall. The guns will get you over and past it, along with any number of other obstacles. But they're one-way tickets. So once you start up, there's no coming back. You should probably get your affairs in order, just in case.
Thank you.
Didn't tell you before, but we're looking for someone too.
That right. Hope you find him.
I wonder if they sell
You
that
too.
pendant at the Square Enix merchandise store. They got a lot of merch. They got a lot of jewelry.
Somebody on Etsy's made it. I'm
Oh,
sure,
well,
yeah.
that absolutely. But it's always just funny to me when companies have like, here's like some actual jewelry that appears in the thing.
Yeah.
But you can't buy any of that. We just got some other stuff that we made that's like inspired by.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's because like they know they can't compete with the Etsy market, so they don't even waste their time.
Maybe.
But anyway, shower and balls.
Yeah, so I almost think that we've maybe talked about this on recording before about I don't even remember
How could you, Jacob?
how it like came about, but it was something about
How could you, Jacob?
Don't worry, we'll take care of it.
Okay.
about like when guys see like a new product in their girlfriend's shower, their first thought is like, can I put that on my balls?
Some guys apparently.
Allegedly.
And the internet was very much like, yep, that's a thing. And I was like, Is it? Is it?
I can only speak from my own experience, and the answer is no.
I was gonna say, in my own experience, when I see a product, it is not, is this good for my balls? It's the opposite. It's like, would this hurt? I'm not gonna find out.
I mean, I don't have the lived experience, but I feel like that's where my brain would go.
This is bad.
It's too high risk.
I would not want to dip my balls in lemon juice because I'm afraid it would hurt.
Hey, Barret.
I feel like it wouldn't unless you had like an open cut or something.
You're right, but it's so acidic that it's got me scared.
Why would you risk? What would be
Why
the
would
benefit?
you risk it?
Yeah.
What's the potential payout?
I totally understand.
Remember those rumors about
Men have a glowing weak spot. Like
yes,
a video
yes,
game.
Weimer. We do remember the rumors about the lab. In fact, we were there.
Think you can lend us a hand with it?
So when I mentioned that like the visit to Sector 7, like facilitating the return to the lab is pointless because there's like another section of the tunnel leads into it. They were saying some of our guys, we went in there.
Those big swords. Oh my gosh.
Bad noises. Yeah, that's the weapon shop over there.
They're huge.
I just realized you're probably not gonna be able to finish. Like we like set up the story. You're not gonna be able to actually finish the story because there's gonna be another conversation with Marl, and then this file's gonna.
That was the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Just talking about like the whole concept of it.
I've been hearing
I think there was
reports of
something
power
else that like specifically
underground.
reminded me. I think I got like a new shampoo or something, or I don't know. Oh, we were talking about conditioner. That's what it was. That was the other thing, and that boys don't use conditioner.
Let's hold on to that for a second.
They're to be used to help the people of Sector 7 rebuild.
The angel of the slums? You didn't meet her, did you? Tell me, what was she like?
Never met her. Just her go-between.
Good answer.
Shame. Oh, bless her sweet soul.
Cloud's pretty good at this. That was really casual.
Yeah.
That was an excellent poker face on him right there.
Put to good use. Here, why don't you take this? Something tells me you can use it more than me.
Sick.
Marl was studying the martial arts.
She was studying the blade.
She should have been studying gunman though, because historically speaking, Marl uses crossbows.
Perhaps.
Right. Plenty of work to do yet.
Well, next up is going down into the lab because we got to find a behemoth apparently and kill it and take its horn for Weimer and for the Doctor. Except that I haven't filmed that yet. So either we're gonna do that live in 5 minutes or we're gonna come back in a couple of weeks. We'll make that determination shortly. And Aiden either will tell her story in 5 seconds or we'll forget in 2 weeks.